let's talk about Shanahan's choice of developing Trey Lance. He's not really playing him very much. A play here and there, but when Joe Montana was getting developed, from what I heard, he would get drives. He would get full playing. Like, they're not really using him like a quarterback. They're sort of using him as a gadget player, essentially. Maybe this is the right way to do it. What do you think? It's very conservative.
It is very conservative. I think there's a political aspect of this. I think one of the issues is that, okay, if Trey Lance came out there, first off, when we put him in, the ball goes forward. Have you noticed that? It always goes forward.
Yeah.
And about 50% of the time we score. Now, he's being put in positions where we are in the red zone. No arguments there. But it's his execution. It's simple, effective, and largely because he's an athletic freak. Now, the thing is, I don't know if Shanahan really bought into Trey Lance in the draft. I don't know if he thought he would be ready. And I think the longer he plays him, the harder a decision this comes publicly and in-house. I think it's very possible that the locker room does not particularly get behind Trey Lance, not yet, because it's kind of like in the NFL, in any sport, in your job, when you're new and you're not established, you're not a winner, who are you?
Yeah.
New kid on the block. Okay, I like you. I know you're the future. George Kittle, he probably is like, hey, 5 years from now, it's going to be you and me the whole way. But for right now, I just don't think Kyle Shanahan wants the pressure of basically having dropped in his lap higher completions or higher scoring drives or more yards from Trey Lance. And I think if he puts him in, I think the offense is better. And if that happens, then there's a public quarterback controversy. And I just think that Kyle Shanahan was not prepared. I think he just kind of thought, yeah, Trey Lance will be good, but this will be like some old school, develop a college quarterback, and it will just ease him into the lineup. But see, I think Trey Lance is ready, and I think that affects how much he puts him in.
Yeah. So you think if Trey Lance finally gets a shot because Jimmy Garoppolo's bench gets hurt, that he's gonna prove that he should have been in there the whole time? That's what I think.
Yes.
That's what I think. I think the Niners right now are attempting to win games with their second most talented quarterback on the roster. And it's hard to do that. I mean, their offense right now is really struggling in all ways. There's not a lot they can do on offense. Hard to win with your second. I mean, he's not a backup quarterback. He's just not their most gifted quarterback.
Here's the thing. In the first two games, I needed to see Jimmy Garoppolo and just see what happened to the offense. There were some horrible drops in the Philadelphia game. There were some weird miscues in the Lions game that can be accredited to the fact that it was the first game. But when Trey Lance took it into the end zone, I was like, that's it. This experiment is over. And it's just like the juice that he gives to the offense, I think cannot be denied. So I think at this point, the offense is not clicking. If it was clicking and it was drops, fumbles, bad offensive line play, something you could point to and say, it's not Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm not saying it's completely his fault. Other people need to do their job better. But he missed that throw to Jair Alexander. He played his position, Alexander. You telling me you can't intercept that as an NFL cornerback? You better. And I just think that, once again, Jimmy Garoppolo, this is what happens when he throws downfield. I think he could be better downfield, but I think his confidence is shot when it comes to his downfield throws.
Well, here's my thing, though. Like, they're saying that they don't need to use Trey Lance right now. I mean, they had really two very slow starts to the last two games, didn't bring him in. And they were asked by me, Matt Barrows, repeatedly, Kyle, why are you not bringing in Lance? And what he finally says is, well, because it's not a quarterback controversy.
I heard that. That has nothing to do with the question.
It doesn't, but it kind of reveals where his head is coming from. I think what he's thinking is, if Jimmy has a couple bad drives and I bring in Trey Lance, then now all of a sudden it's a quarterback controversy and the fans are going to decide who the starting quarterback is, and it's out of my hands. I want to be in control. And as soon as you bring in Lance when Jimmy's struggling, he feels like he loses control. That's what I think he's thinking.
See, I don't understand. I agree. I think you're right, but I don't understand that thinking. First off, this is Kyle's ship. Nothing you say we hope that we influence. But the bottom line is nothing you say and I say should do any more than provide constructive feedback. Nothing the fans say or his players say should dictate how he runs his ship.
But it already did. The fan base already vetoed Mac Jones. So I think what he's trying to do is not have the fan base dictate when Trey Lance plays.
And that's the other thing too, is if Trey Lance comes in, it completely kind of erases his judgment of Mac Jones.
Right.
They have an issue evaluating quarterbacks in this front office. I'm not a huge fan of the way they handle them.
Also, you got to remember that Kyle's trying to be right here. He wanted Mac Jones because Jones is ready to start. He gets Trey Lance and says, fine, but Trey Lance isn't ready. If Lance comes in right now and shows that he's ready, then privately in the organization, there's like 40 people who know that Kyle Shanahan was dead wrong. And Kyle knows it too. And he'll have to work in that organization the rest, of his career, walking down the hallways with people looking at him being like, good call on that Mac Jones. Good call. Maybe you should be a
Here's
little
the
more
thing.
humble
I
and
don't
listen
think
to us in the
anyone's
future.
going to say that if they all have one of these. And if in a winning, like Shannon Sharp says, winning in NFL solves every cultural issue that you have in house. If you are winning, everyone gets along. So here's the thing: if he puts him in, Kyle, you have to realize if you put him in, you will still look good because it's still your decision. That's the way he has to look at this. He can be like, you know what, I was right. He can, if for his own sake, he can say I was right about Jimmy. I rode it until the wheels fell off, and now I have to save my ship from sinking, and I had the brilliance to put in Trey Lance. That's how he has to do this.
I don't think he's developing Trey Lance the right way because I don't think he's developing Trey Lance. I don't know what you would call this. I don't really consider running the scout team and practice development. It seems like a waste of time.
Just for the defense, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good look for the defense, but there's a lot of time left.